Hello, Animation Guy here with another Genshin Impact video. In this video, it's going to be a random clip from a run or so while I explain a strategy to a friend by their request. My anime recommendation is as follows. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? On Crunchyroll. I'm not sponsored by Crunchyroll. But on that note, there's 3 seasons now. I'm working on season 2. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I have. As requested, my basic strategy is a claymore for shield breaking, an archer for rune guards, rune hunters, and eyes of the storm, a spear for speedy attacking, but the spear is not necessarily required. Priority takes the claymore and the bow. The rest are versatile based off what you're comfortable with. As for elements, my favorite combinations are as follows. I like to use ice, and electric, or ice and fire, or water and ice along with ice and fire. In my opinion, these are the best elemental combinations for the most damage output. Granted, wind offers up the swirl ability that can blend with every element but Geo. Well, I stand corrected. Geo tends to utilize crystallize based off the particular elements you use. So our summary is, need a heavy and a bow, fire, ice, and lightning at the very least. Now, amongst them, or for whatever's left over, I like to have me a good healer in there. The best healers to my knowledge is Chi-Chi. She don't do much for damage, but she provides herself and everybody in her party with staying power. Jean, one of the best heals I've found so far. She creates an area of wind that heals your characters, and if they're not quite healed yet, you can switch to said character that just needs a little bit more to stand in that circle of air. On top of that, the air will provide the elemental effect of swirl if you use other elements within, with the exception of Geo. Geo always takes precedence to crystallize, which usually ends up being used for shield fodder. And that's another point. A shielder is a good party member too, because it'll protect itself and anybody else in the party to varied degrees. Some shields work better than others. I think Noel's shield is the best shield, but I haven't really experienced Toma's shield yet to any kind of full extent. He's still in the progress of building. And of course, like any other game, grind, grind, and more grind. Make sure your characters are built up well so they can be effective in the battlefield. On that note, over the times I've been playing this game, I've come to find that there's many strategies involved on how to put the arties on the characters, or artifacts. The artifacts can be key to each individual character's success. Their weapons also matter, but I don't know too many details on that. Best I can say is look for a weapon that complements where the character is lacking and whatever abilities they may have. A healer is good with a sacrificial weapon, whatever weapon that may be. But Jean, on the other hand, I'm sure a sacrificial weapon will help boost her heals quicker, but she's also a combatant, and a pretty good one at that. Right now, as it stands, I have the flute on her. The flute has the ability to enhance damage by, I think, 200% after a certain amount of strikes is used with the weapon. She gathers these mystical music notes, and when the music notes get full, they do a massive hit when you strike with it. But sacrificial weapons are good for healers. If it's a DPS, you want things to complement the element and or the physical proficiency of a character. For instance, Hu Tao. There is a banner spear. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's of the fire element, and it's very well suited for her particular skill kit or ability kit, however you want to put it. Now, back to artifacts. Jean is a healer, but is also a combatant. She's not meant to be all about the combat. And from what I can gather, in my opinion, she's not meant to be all about the heals either. She's just generally good at what she does. So I recommend for her hat or headpiece a healing boost item with maybe crit rate and or crit damage as a sub. As for a cup, it's best to have one suited to her specific element. At least this is what I've been told over the time I played this game by various parties that are far superior, in my opinion, than I am at progression and potential. Now, I'm currently working at it, but it's going to take me some time. I'm building everybody up to cap. 90 over 90 for the character, 90 over 90 for whatever weapon I have on them at the time, and hopefully the artist most suited for their particular kit. For instance, my child character, his hat should be, based off what I've been told by many others, a crit rate and crit damage hat. One of which as the primary. And of course an elemental cup suited to the character's element of water. Now others may vary, but if it's a DPS, you might want to go for more of a crit rate, crit damage, as far as subs, with the exception of the hat. The hat needs to be a crit rate or crit damage as the primary, and preferably with whatever other one, crit rate or crit sub, crit damage as a sub. And where you can put them in, get some crit rates and or crit damages in the other artifacts as a sub. Catalyst users like Mona, her hat, based off what I've been told, at least my perception of what I've been told, she don't need a crit hat. She needs elemental mastery and elemental recharge as primary or sub, or sub. Now feel free to put crit rates and crit damages in various places as a sub, but the primary focus should be elemental mastery and elemental regeneration. And for each character, their cup should be based off their element in one way or another. There are some characters that are physical as far as DPS, and others that are elemental damage. I believe Amber might be more of a physical type, or Zingling might be more of a physical type, but you can boost her fire element portion of her kit if you don't want to focus on the physical with her. Zhongli, he's got a shield. That's a good thing. The best shield in the game, to my knowledge. Now that I think about it, with the right arty loadout and the right weapon, Zhongli can make your party pretty much invincible. But like I say, back to the strategies. Implicate a claymore and a bow at the very least. Ice, fire, and lightning make for great elemental effects. And focus your arties on each individual character's kit. That's my idea of strategy. I hope it'll help. To other people who watch this video, I encourage you to put in the comment section your idea of strategy for Genshin Impact. I'm not the know-all see-all. Just so far, this is what's working for me. I wouldn't mind seeing what everybody else thinks what a good strategy may be. It may even improve my work in this game. Either way, I encourage it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, and share. Every little bit helps. Until next video, play with heart.